Good. All right. So, good morning to you, and thank you for joining us today. Let's talk about your um, church, the Methodist Church in Ghana. Where did it exactly came from?
Good morning, and it's nice to have you to share in this interview. Just to introduce myself, I am Bishop T Kofia Niles, a native of Guyana from the west side, West Demerara, a little village called Nimes. And I've been serving as the president of the Methodist Church since September of 2018. Now, the Methodist Church in Guyana started in 1802 by two freed slaves from the island of Nevis. As you know, back in those days, slavery was the thing. And these two men who were freed, they came by boat and they started a fellowship on the Calabash Street at the location where the Bedford Church is, that is Camp
North
and
Road.
North Road. And from there, the church began to grow. From that gathering, they started a house meeting with a woman by the name of Sally Kitts in this working Ross area. And that gave birth to the Trinity Methodist Church. So that today, in this season, we can be celebrating 210 years of witness. So, from the two freed slaves who came to know the Lord, who came um, to believe the doctrines of the Methodist Church, they came and they shared the word here, hence Methodism being a part of Guyana. So that's where we started some 210 years ago.
Now, of course, it has evolved over the years. Care to tell us some of the hurdles that you had to overcome over the years?
Oh, yes, there have been many. As you know, the church is transformational. Its mission is to reform the nation. And so, even from those early years, they were pushed back by the governing authority. In fact, the first minister who came to Guyana was sent back on the boat, the mail boat, by the governor. So the challenges started way back then. But over the years, as we grew, as you know, the church was involved in education. The Methodist Church education helped because we believe in the holistic development of people. So schools, hospitals, clinics, outreach ministries. These are all things that the church would have been involved in over the years. But as you know, in Guyana, the schools were taken over by the government. And so the, it's as if the morality of the society began to slip away
Mhm.
because the schools, many of them were in the church itself, and some buildings were next door to the church. So there was always that religious connection. But when the school became well, it's taken over by the state, then the church began to lose that um, influence, for want of a better term, in terms of molding and shaping the young lives. So that challenge was there. And over the years, in terms of, because of that erosion, some of the things that you're accustomed to back in the day no longer obtains. The sacredness of the Lord's Day no longer obtains. The respect for, like Good Friday, where all the shops were closed. It was part of the law. Today, you don't find that. Um, with more and more secularization taking place, um, the church is placed on the back burner for many people. You don't see the importance of gathering for worship. Families are in crisis, another challenge that we face. And so The church, a lot of women are there, the men scarce, far and in between. Um, the ratio is significantly skewed as it relates to men and women in the church. So the whole family foundation, the role of the man in the family is kind of changing. And so the church is affected by that challenge too. Uh, Children, with the advancement of technology, a lot of folks are on their gadgets rather than, you know, parents and the freedom and rights, quote unquote, rights without responsibilities that many children, and many governments push. Um, and so the disciplining of children and so forth, all of that which the church played a significant role um, as a part of, it's gradually changing. So parents, mommy come to church. Where's the child? Oh,
She's
they
at
said
home.
they're tired, so they're in bed, they're sleeping. Oh, they don't want to come. So the insisting of the religious foundation um, is not there. The youth, meeting the changing realities, um, meeting the needs of the young people. Sometimes we lag behind where that is concerned. We say moving with the times. So the church has a lot to do when it comes to getting on board with the young people. So those are some of the challenges, the breakdown in families, the secularization of the society, um, the loss of morals. These days, anything goes on Facebook. Anybody can just say what they like, cuss, say what they like, do what they like. Um, and, as if the society becomes immune to these kind of things. So those are some of the challenges we face
Mhm.
as a church.
How you think you have managed to overcome all of these challenges?
Well, I don't know that we would have overcome all of them, but we try.
Mhm.
We try to mitigate. We try to improve. Um, some of the programs that we do,
Yes.
we have a health and family life unit that caters for the holistic development of the family. But again, the church offers a lot of these things, but people do not make use of them.
Okay.
So we provide counseling and support services for families, for couples who are having marital issues. They can come for counseling. Prior to marriage, we do a rigorous program of preparation so people can understand what they're getting into so that when they go into it with the eyes fully open, knowing what it is and being able to learn how to navigate some of the challenges that may come with it. We have programs that are geared for the youth to meet their needs. We have a vibrant youth fellowship going at Trinity, um, where we try to meet the youth where they are. Some of the programs that they run are tailored for the young people um, to at their level. All right, but again, the church over the years has been a place ready with open arms to receive and not going as much. So we have a new strategy or slogan we're using, church without walls.
Okay.
So we are doing a lot of outreaches
Mhm.
to help persons to gradually get here, as well as joining in the technological age. We do online programs for children by children. We have our Sunday worship online so that persons who are not able to come to church can
View
join
it online.
can join online. But there is nothing like fellowshipping together.
Okay.
So the Bible speaks of how good and pleasant it is
It's
for
for
brethren
brethren to
to
dwell
dwell
together.
together in unity.
Mhm.
So it is just a means of keeping people connected, but it is very important and essential for the coming together of the believers, meeting with each other, sharing with each other. So it's not just worship, but also fellowship that is essential. During the COVID pandemic, um, when schools were closed, the church, we would have provided tablets and computers to children, and we would have provided internet access to the Working Ross area. That's the area surrounding the church. So we place like satellites at different locations down the street. So we created a network so the students could have logged in and be able to attend school. As you know, this area is a vulnerable area in terms of not many resources available. So the church was able to reach out in that way to provide tablets and computers to some teachers so that they were able to attend and keep the education thrust. We called it the Methodist Education Thrust for that period of time until school reopened. And of course, they were able to keep the tablets and the computers and so forth.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about your anniversary coming up. It's on the 25th of this month. That is 2 Sundays from now.
Yes.
Um, are there any other activities that you have for the remainder of the anniversary celebrations?
Oh, yes. We would have launched on the first Sunday in May, and the first activity was taking care of the community. So we had a community outreach where we provided hampers. We were looking at 210 food hampers to mark the 210th year of the existence of the church here. So we celebrate under the theme celebrating God's faithfulness in witness and service. So God has been faithful to us throughout these years. And so we launched the celebration with distribution of food hampers to the community here and beyond, also to the elderly in the different congregations in the Georgetown circuit. Um, then we had on the Sunday, the launch was a Saturday. On the Sunday, we had a back to church Sunday. So that is calling all those members who have not been out for a long time um, to give them an opportunity to return and to fellowship again. So that took place on the first Sunday of May. This Saturday, the 17th, we have a fundraising dinner that will be held at the Cara Lodge, and the contribution for the dinner is $10,000. And there we'll be honoring some members for their service over the years. So that is Saturday the 17th. And the grand service of celebration, as you mentioned, will be on Sunday the 25th at 3 p.m., 1500 hours at the Trinity Chapel, High and Durban Street. So that's where we will bring the curtains down
As we will see.
on the celebration of these 210 years of witness, faithful witness and service to this community and beyond.
Well, is there anything you want to, anything else you want to share with us before we leave?
Just encourage persons, to seek the Lord. Seek the Lord while he may be found, to call on him while he is near, as the scripture reminds us. A relationship with God is important, and the church's role is to facilitate or to create that opportunity for the connection so that persons can come and experience the love of God in real and tangible way. As I mentioned earlier, the Methodist Church does not simply look at salvation as a pie in the sky when you die, but rather like the steak on your plate while you wait, because there must be change here and now. The God we serve is interested in our well being here and now, not just in the life after. And so when we come into that right relationship with Him, we are expected to demonstrate change. We are expected to that our lives may no longer be the same. And so as the church provides that connection and that opportunity for us to experience the love of God in real and tangible ways, I want to encourage us to make use of that opportunity to seek a right relationship with God and allow Him to shape, mold, and form your destiny. Remember, He has a plan for each and every one of us. And when we get to know Him, the sooner we get to know Him, the sooner that plan is revealed, and our lives is all the better for knowing Him. So I encourage you to seek a relationship with God. The world is changing today, and Jesus is the answer to all the issues that we face.
Right. Thank you very much, Bishop Niles, for sharing such a wide scope of activities and plans for your 210th anniversary. And we do hope and we want to congratulate you and wish you all the best. And we look forward to a continuous relationship with you. And we hope that the Lord will continue to expand you as you grow from strength to strength. This has been Creative Media Enterprise production of Talking with the head of the Methodist churches in Guyana, Bishop Niles, and we have been coming to you live from the Trinity Methodist Church headquarters here in High Street in Georgetown. On behalf of everyone else, this is the Long Boring Scene. Thank you for listening and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Blessings, everyone.